face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. Talk your face off. To talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? We are starting on time tonight, -1. Pablo's not going to be here. He has some really cool news to share with us all, though. Next week, hopefully, he'll be back. But his family did really awesome racing this past weekend. Also, Travis, here is the tape that we were talking about earlier today. It's right here. So I knew I'd just seen it. Eclectic Electric RC, what's up? Andy Ritchie, RC Jeep Guy, No Control RC, Cody Pringle, what's up? Racing Case, Jason Moore, CSL RC Lauren. Going to talk a little bit about Great Lakes Gauntlet tonight. Going to talk about RC stuff in general, what's happening in the world of RC. We've all kind of heard the splash that's happened with Shapeways, and Harley talked about it today in the scale news. I'd seen a couple other guys on Instagram post about it that were directly affected because that was a lot of their business, was making parts that were people would custom order through Shapeways because of the quality. So yeah, it's some kind of crazy stuff like that going on, but also some other fun stuff. So I was just up at Reaction RC today. It's been a hot minute since I've been up there, so it was good to get back up there. Brian Kochner, what is up, dude? Had a great phone call with him this past week. I guess it was last week now. The days are all kind of running together and blurring, and just busy as all get out. This past week was one of the busier ones because my son's birthday was on Sunday, but I had to work Sunday morning and afternoon until about 2, and so I had Friday off, so we did a lot of birthday stuff for him on Friday. So it wasn't work busy, and I actually have another video I'm going to get to tonight from today. I'm going to just try to get it done. I have some other videos I'm working on. The one Brian is one of them, about the car that he built that he sent me. So that's coming. But yeah, so there's a lot going on. I want to talk tonight. I'm going to keep it brief-ish. 1, because Pablo's not here. 2, because I have videos I want to try to edit, and I haven't had time to get to them. And usually I'm just so tired at the end of everything that every day I don't feel like work anymore. So you got to have that balance in life, and that's kind of where it's been with the videos and things. Racing Case, Dirk, what's up, man? Mitchell Andrews, hey, dude. Axial Fest vid, ? Toe Daddy. There's going to be several vids from Axial Fest. Those are not ones. I have one that I've started working on. I'm not going to get to that tonight because it's the one that I did today. I shot in a way that I should be able to edit it pretty quickly and easily. The Axial Fest one, I unfortunately did not shoot that way. So it's a lot more work. And I didn't go to everything at Axial Fest, so it's not going to be just like hey, look at all the things of Axial Fest. I did just post a video, though, of Kevin Fine Laser Designs from Axial Fest. As I was in there, that was just a quick one without very, very minimal editing needed that I could throw up. I have one today, actually, another one today I could throw up. Travis showing off his really cool skid steer that he 3D printed and RC'd and all that. It's really cool. So, RC Basher Boy, what's up? Yeah, we got a new radio coming from Spectrum. They're teasing the daylights out of that. We should hear about that Thursday is my guess. That's when they always drop stuff. I have not seen it. I've not seen it. I've heard rumors about it and of racers who are running it already. And so there's been, I guess, like prototypes in the wild. And I just hope if it's a racer one that is an S or it's their 6 update. I hope it's an update to their 6. I've been waiting to get a 6 for a long time, but it's been out for so long that I refuse to get it. Anything that has like an Android or OS that is as old in the tooth as that thing was, you just kind of knew that at some point, if you bought it now, there's a very good chance that they're going to drop a new one and you're going to be like, why did I do that? So I don't know how many people were still buying the 6. For 4 years ago, I was afraid to buy it because it had already been out for like 4 years. So, yeah, there's something cool coming. That's all I hear from the grumblings of people. SC Redneck RC, it was a good video too. Not sure which one that is. MTX8. Anybody, what's your opinion? Help out Grizzly RC 8720. I'm going to kind of be going through the comments a lot tonight. It's going to be very comment based, what you guys are saying, what you're throwing out there. Also, I do want to kind of just hit on some things that I do know about the Gauntlet. I talked to Jeff. We're going to try and do an actual Gauntlet based live stream again, and probably also we'll go down to Walter's and shoot another teaser, kind of showing the lay of the land, stuff like that we can post up, give people info. With Fine Laser Designs, yeah, man, he's got some cool stuff out, cool stuff coming, and I feel like the companies are even looking at the way that he's thinking about some things. Like, I just saw the Grom, and to be honest, if they had another one at Reaction tonight, I would have bought the little mini Grom because that thing is awesome. But the little side depressions that they have in the body for taking off the body, super cool. But all I can think of is looking at it is like Fine Laser Designs would have done something just like this. So anyway, yeah, I mean, just super cool to see the companies thinking about body clips differently. I know they've got to work probably around quite a bit of patents and stuff that Traxxas has on some of it. So I'm sure that there's some, I'm just sure that I would guess that it's a little tricky to work in around some of the stuff going on there, but they're doing a good job with it, and it's good to see that clipless body stuff is happening. But yeah, I had a call with Brian, talk through his rig that I sent. Awesome stuff with that. I've got it slated up there. I've got some video stuff going, but I want to get run footage and all of that done as well. So that'll be a video that's upcoming too. It'll probably be, that video will probably drop after I get some of this Axial Fest stuff out. Because if I don't start hammering some of it out, it'll get lost it'll get just dropped on the cutting room floor. Basically, what happens with stuff like that? If you lose excitement about whatever it was, there's not a lot of motivation to ever get in and do anything with it. So I need to get in there while I can. But yeah, the Grand Mojave is great. No Control RC. Nick B, Pablo got a lot of sun and the heat and all of that. Plus, there's some podium stuff. It sounded like that they're doing. Where's his note to me? I got to take him to the trophy presentation today during the Tuesday race too. So I don't know what that means. But yeah. All right. So Great Lakes Gauntlet, less than 75 days now to until the event. So that means if you're like me and you have stuff that's kind of tore up, you got less than 70 days, just over 2 months to start getting it together, start repairing it, start upgrading it. If you want to take some of the wins at like Purgatory and different things like that, start beefing up those rigs. If you're going to do Purgatory or King of Rocks, you're going to have to dial them in, man. The course looks awesome for King of Rocks. They're going to have a Ring of Fire jump as well this year. I've been seeing the teaser pics of it on the Walter RC page. Looks awesome. So it sounds like they're going to be doing jumps through it. So you're probably not going to want to use a crawler for that. So if you have some other fast stuff, that's the cool thing about the Gauntlet is it's about the Gauntlet, right? So it's about the crawl through the Gauntlet, but it's also just about RC. So outside of doing the Gauntlet, there's a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. People bring fast cars that are just kind of like rock bouncery or whatever to do Purgatory, and also ones to do the King of Rocks. But then there's also the little racetrack there, so you'll see people running that, the oval track. It's just there's RC everything. So some of those faster cars that you might run for the other things, sounds like you can jump it through fire. If you'd like to get the video and pictures of that, would be pretty cool. Sleek Hobbies RC is coming up. Oh, there's another thing I want to talk about. That's happening up at Reaction. They're doing, what do they call them? What do they call them? Swap meets. There's going to be, I think, next weekend at Reaction RC. Go to the Reaction RC Facebook page for all updates and info, times, all that kind of stuff. But they're doing swap meets. I think I saw 3 weekends here that they're doing them. They already had one of them. I think another one is coming up this weekend, not this Saturday. Let me just look it up here. Reaction. Go to Facebook here. Be right back to the comments in a minute. Reaction RC. So this is good if you're looking to buy things. This is good if you're looking to sell or trade things. Here it is, swap meets. I'll actually just show this. I'll just share the screen on this. There we go. Swap meets from 1 to 4 p.m. June 29th already happened. July 20th. So yeah, not this weekend, but the following weekend. And I am hoping to have a bunch of stuff at the swap meet. So if you're in the area and you like RCs, that the swap meet is going to be a pretty good place to find some good deals. If you like to work on RCs, then you might even get some better deals, because I'll probably have some things up there on a killer deal where it's not a big deal to fix and not expensive, but I just don't got the time. And because it's coming broken, the price on it's going to be insane. I might even have the part to fix it already, but you're still going to get a good deal on it. So, yeah, I'm going to have, all kinds of stuff from wheels, tires, bodies that I bought and never used, all kinds of stuff. And so I'll be bringing that up. So I think I'm going to be at the July 21. If not, I'm going to have to make the other one. But I think July 20th should be easy. August 17th. Look at my calendar as we're doing this too. So July 20th, I don't really have anything. My son's out of town, but that's not a big deal. On the August 17th, my son's out of town again, but I should be able to do it. So I will probably try to make both of them because I have a lot of stuff that I just don't foresee me ever getting around to. I have some like a partial semi-truck build. I've got, it's a Tamiya one and all kinds of parts and kits and 3D printed bodies that cost a lot from Shapeways and all that kind of stuff. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. RC Jeep guy, I need to get up there and get that for you. I haven't put the air conditioner in this year. And so I was going to actually go up there today and try to shoot a video. But I'm like, you know what? There's no AC up there. It's going to be baking hot. Not like baking hot, because it's pretty shaded and in a cool area, but I sweat easily. And so for videos, when you turn the lights on, it's just not comfortable, but it's not like too hot. But yeah. Sleek Hobbies RC says, sweet, I'll be there August 17th with the wife. Oh, you don't want to bring the wife to a swap meet, dude. Especially if you're planning to come home with a ton of stuff. You fly solo on those. I kid. But seriously, you fly solo on those. Unless she's watching, then July 20th isn't actually an RC swap meet, but there's really cool stuff happening at Reaction, so you should come on that day too. She's into RC. I'm okay. That's fun. Like trade Super Baja Ray 2.0, I think. Oh, see, there you go. Oh, I missed this one. Enlighten RC. Hello from Georgia. What is your most capable 1/10 crawler? My best comp one would probably be my most capable as well, and that'd be the VRD Carbon by Vanquish. It's absolutely unreal. Steers so good, crawls over everything so well, doesn't want to roll over. Just a beast. However, my favorite one is my UMG 10. I took that out tonight too, and I got some decentish footage of me beating the crap out of it at Reaction today. Those rocks are not they're brutal. I'll just say that they're not nice to trucks, and my truck did some very hard crashing and things like that. So this is my current favorite. And it's running stock wheels and tires, and it's just a beast. Absolute beast. So it's my favorite. But I will probably have some mini stuff. I'll definitely have a few minis up there. And I'll have some that are like, I don't know anything about how they are at the current status of them. Here's a very cheap price. So yeah. Because we did like some small group stuff with them and different things, and but they'll be at such a low price that even if there was a repair needed, because if there's anything wrong with them, it's probably just a plastic diff, and it's to get the metal diff for them, being the FMS ones, is like $10-12, and I'll probably sell them for like 35 or something low, so it wouldn't be much. Lights are still working, RC Jeep guy. In fact, they're on in this part right here. You can see them in all of their glory. But yeah, just super, super fun rig. I love to drive it. It turns actually really great for SCX-10-2 based. It's fantastic. It's just one of my better. I mean, the only thing different, it's a kit, so you put in good electronics or whatever electronics you want. It has decent electronics. It's not running the Pro Fusion stuff. It's just running their SE 1800 kV, and it's awesome. It's got a Operation 11 Charlie Raw 500 Reef servo in there, so there's some money there. So between the two, that's probably a $200 spend on top of it. But then it also has the steel scalar fab bumper and rock sliders on it, which make a lot of noise. Makes a lot of noise. It's a beast, but those sliders are really helping protect it and the body when it gets up on it. These rocks are pretty vicious there. So, but there's no foams in these tires. They don't come with foams, but they're they work so good for a stock tire. I can't even believe how good they work. It's just it's. I ran it at Axel Fest and I was like, this is one of my favorite rigs I've ever had for a crawler. Like it's just Travis did an awesome job with it for me. That's all I can say. And it's not, like I said, it's not a bunch of crazy parts. Spectrum radio with, I think the servo was the most expensive thing on it, and that was just one I had because I supported Operation Love and Charlie. So I stole it off of something else, is what happened. But yeah. See a Sleek Hobbies RC. Brian Kosh and Mog paint job looks so good. Yeah, I just love that style. I will probably do almost all of my bodies that way from now on, with that lime green and black with the dish soap. It's just it works really good for that color combo, and that's my favorite color combo. So we'll see. Oh, Real Cletus, dude, bummer, man. Yeah, you guys got hit hard. We're about to get whatever storms. They're giving us a whole bunch of warnings right now for floodings and stuff like that overnight. But you guys got hit with the brunt of the winds and the storms. Redbud. Yeah, Redbud was awesome. Racing Case 87. First time ever at an outdoor motocross race. And it was just the most fun. It was perfect weather for it. Crazy people. So much fun. Great racing. Couldn't see it all, but you could hear it and feel the energy as it would go around. And the cheers would happen, and you'd hear the announcers calling out if there was kind of passing moves happening. And there were monitors you could watch, but I mean, it was electric. So super fun. Brian Koshner got missed, but Houston slammed again, and Houston tends to flood. Let me look here. I had some notes. So going back to the Gauntlet real quick, just because I do want to give a little bit of info on that. I don't want to give all because Jeff and I will do some teasers. I needed a title. Pablo isn't going to be here. There's already things we've seen and talked about a little bit, like the Ring of Fire jump. It's 3 days. We've already had a stream talking about that. It's going to be three days this time. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is not Thursday. They don't want us showing up on Thursday. That kind of stuff. So big camping area. I think they're even going to expand it, maybe even a little more. But that was, so speaking of Redbud, that was the cool thing. And that like vibe, I was talking to my buddy that I went to Redbud with. I was like, this is kind of like this section here would be like what Great Lakes Gauntlet is of just RC people. I said, it is so much fun. I was trying to tell him about it. He's an RC guy too. He hasn't been in a while, but he was a low C guy, racer guy. He worked on some like full size short course race trucks, a team here in Michigan, and but yeah, he was into that kind of stuff. And so we just we're talking about some of that. And I was just saying how I'm excited about this kind of atmosphere, but it's for RCs, and that's what I think the Great Lakes Gauntlet is. And it does so well because of the way that people intermingle in the type of camping when you do it that way, where there's not like your designated sites and it just feels very communal in a way that is, I don't know, it just kind of fosters this community that even at some of the other ones where I've been at where there's camping, but it doesn't feel, one, it's open to other people in those other campgrounds, so you're not 100% sure that everybody around you is necessarily RC because they're still doing some of the other stuff like at Axial Fest. But we know that like at Great Lakes Gauntlet, that is a private spot just like at Red Bud, and all the people designated there are there for the event. And it just, I don't know, it's, yeah. Andy Ritchie is pouring straight down rain here in Manchester, Michigan right now. All my lipos are at storage voltage. I need a nitro since I can't charge anything. You probably got some water and humidity, though, that would make nitros a pain in the butt right now, too. So, Andy, what would you say is one of your favorite parts of the Gauntlet? You've been going for a long time. First time I met you was at the Gauntlet. Mark as well. Mark's, other than winning, don't just say winning, Mark. Come on. Say something else that's your favorite thing about the Gauntlet. And yeah, I saw your comment about the Mog up there. I straight ignored it. That thing will never say never, but I don't think that thing will ever be sold. But I'm probably going to be parting with my builder's kit. What are they called? The actual builder's kits. What are those? Base camp. I'll probably be parting with a base camp. But yeah, like-minded people is my favorite part. Yeah. Yep. I think the night stuff is some of my favorite part. Like once the sun goes down, and everybody's kind of hanging at camps or at the different little events that are happening. Like there's the one. Well, last year I didn't even make it to the. Did I? I think I did actually. No, I didn't. 2 years ago, I did make it to the. 2 and 3 years ago, both I made it to Purgatory, but last year I did not make it. Saying 5 inches of rain for Michigan. Okay, that's pretty crazy. Tanker T68 just saw the radar over Michigan. Yuck. I've not even looked. I haven't looked. I'll do it on my phone while we're still talking. But yeah. So, knock on wood, we've had great weather. Oh, it's gonna be a night of rain. Lots and lots. It could get really hot here too. It's already really muggy. It's been really humid all day. Kind of prepping for this. Looks like most of the major storms break up around us and don't come as far north as Grand Rapids. Looks like Kalamazoo, Lansing, Battle Creek, that kind of area get hit with it pretty. Ann Arbor, and then the whole east side, Detroit, Ann Arbor, oof, all that get blasted pretty good. The whole thumb area. But yeah, looks like we are gonna miss most of. We'll get rain, a lot of rain, but not. It doesn't look like we're gonna get the red and yellow marks. Maybe just a blip of it that hits for a second. But yeah. Other than that, like I said, I've been busy. I had work stuff, but then my kids also. And in the video that I'm going to be working on tonight after this, I talk a little bit about that. That I say even on here, like, man, it's been so busy. Not all of it's work. Work has been busy, and some people are like, man, your work's keeping you from getting and doing this RC, and that's not fully true because a lot of it's family stuff too. And with my kids getting older and having hobbies and different things and interests and kind of putting my time where their interests are instead of where mine are, kind of giving up my selfishness of always wanting to just be like, hey, let's go RC. It's like, well, what do you guys want to do? And kind of getting in line with that. So been doing disc golf with my son and taking him to disc golf, or taking my son fishing, or they want to go tubing, or those kinds of things, and their friends are over and they want to do stuff. So that's kind of also been a pull away from me having the time that I would like to have to devote to this. But it's just one of those seasons, and you go through it. Everything's in seasons. It's not that I don't want to be doing as much RC as I was in the past. I just am not available to do it. But my kids, my son had a birthday this weekend. They had friends over. In fact, had more friends over last night. Spent the night. And then tonight I didn't have anything, and they didn't have anything, and they were tired from staying up way too late. And so I was like, hey, the night's kind of open. Like, can I go RC? Like, that was the first thing I wanted to know. Was like, I need to get up to Reaction. I haven't been there forever. I need to get up there. So so I have footage from that to get to, and just different things. But I just got to go out and run RCs, whether or not I get footage up. Like, there'll be Instagram posts. In fact, I already posted the SCX6 on the rocks at Reaction, because I took up the honcho up there. And so I just don't have the time that I normally have. But it's not necessarily just like, well, your job's just sucking you. It's everything. And so that's just kind of for people that have been asking. I've had quite a few people asking if I was done with RC or what. But yeah, it's not at all. But for companies and stuff, I am telling them, like, hey, I don't have time. So I wish I did, but I also don't wish I did, because, again, I think one of the other things that I realized too is I don't need all these. Nobody needs all these. And we make it feel like you need it if we're always saying, hey, look at this new thing. Oh, look at this new thing. And we never are showing, hey, this is my favorite truck. Can you tell? Look at how often I run it. Like, these are good ones. These are the ones that I want to be running. These are the ones I spent the time on. These are the Unimog, right? That's my rig, my favorite rig. Somebody could be sending me the brand newest crawler every week to keep showing, but it's like, doesn't do anybody a service except for the companies that are sending the RCs, honestly. So, but yeah, which is, good on them too. Like, hey, right? That's where they see the best advertising is now. So, Dirk, man, yeah, we need to chat. Annie Ritchie says it's just awesome. RC community helps each other. Yeah. That's one of the things too, is I spent a lot of time at the last Gauntlet helping people fix their STX 24s. If I had parts that they needed, just give it to them. I had transmission stuff that were mine in a bin. I didn't have any, like, I wasn't trying to sell any of them. So it's like, here, dude, I got spares. Take it. Get a free Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Want to hit trail? Hit me up. All right, man. Yeah, tonight was spur of the moment. And I'd even so Travis ended up coming up tonight. I sent a message to a group of the 24 crawler guys that we just started 2 years ago, something, just as we were doing the stuff at Reaction. I was like, hey, I'm heading up to Reaction tonight, because I haven't been able to do the Thursday night comps, which I'm hoping I might be able to do this week. I think I might be able to get away from work. So, yeah. What did you say? If I help you fix your SCX 24, you have to let me put scramblers on it, right? I was pushing scramblers today to a couple guys that were up there. But yeah, they were looking at a couple of different tire sets that we had, and asking about them. Like, what did I have? Oh, I just put the megalithics onto the T-Hunter. Oh, did I get any video of that? I don't know if I did. The problem was that the wheels that I had on it were binding on the it like almost cooked. Oh, I did get a little. They look really good on it. Oh, please say we got driving footage. Why am I not showing it? Oh, I don't. Oh, that's because it didn't work. I went to drive it and it just what? And then I didn't film it when I. Oh, that's a bummer. They looked like this on it. They looked super good with the brass beadlocks and stuff on the T-Hunter. But I just need a different wheel set. These ones have a ring with screws on the inside, and it grinds on it. I probably need 1.2s, but whatever. Yeah, if it has lights, cut them, and then put on Patagonias or scramblers. You will love the Patagonias on the saplings. I mean, I'm blown away at what the Patagonias can do, and I've only ever driven them with the saplings in them, and it's insane what such a tiny tire can do. I have them in the you've seen it, the identity theft car, but yeah, they are that whole build that I copied Weston on is phenomenal for what it is. It's unreal. Double A Day, what's up, man? So yeah. Other new news stuff. I don't know. I wanted to mention the swap meet for people that maybe didn't see it. I need to go on and actually grab his post about it and share it places so people know that it's happening if they're here local. Because I've been wanting something like that, and so the fact that they're doing it is great. Mitch Andrews says Patagonias are amazing for tiny tire. Yeah. Radioactive scale saplings. Yeah, they're just they're the inserts. Yeah, I'll show them. So these are the pine tree inserts that I made for my scramblers, and these are the saplings. They're just a smaller. You see them stacked. It's just a smaller, so it'll fit inside. And because it's smaller than a pine tree, I just called it a sapling because I was dumb. I was just trying to differentiate so people would know that they're different sizes. So basically, I just make two inserts. One is for, in my opinion, it's been used in a lot of different tires, but it was built to use in the scramblers, which is this one. And then this one was built to, originally it was going to go into the super swampers, the Proline ones. And I had to make it extra small because the Proline ones the rubber was so thick and the knobs were so big that if you didn't have a huge air gap, the tires wouldn't, in my opinion, wouldn't flex enough, or they wouldn't sit in the deflated form that I wanted them to sit in or to wrap on the rocks. So, but then I did I just tried them in the Patagonias, and that's actually what I use them in now. I use these in the Patagonias. And I use them in some of the other smaller tires too, but not really, I've only really used them to say for sure in the super swampers, but I definitely say air gap just because the rubber is thicker on it than the. So basically it's for our class 3 tire sizes that are allowed, and then our class 2. But yeah. Redwood's coming. None. I don't run big tires. Yeah, both are just 124 scale. They're very simple design. They don't have any of the skill or the engineering of what a flubber has or any of that, but they work really good. Like they work really good for me. So, yeah, I built them for myself and they work. And they overcame a problem I did have with the flubber stuffers with the scramblers, in that there's such a thin tire that with the curve that they have on the flubbers here, where it rounds kind of in, it allowed it to just spin freely. Even when I locked everything down on the bead lock, the tire, if you were bound up, would just spin. The wheel would spin inside and the tire wouldn't be gripped. So these are a little bit wider in order to make the tire kind of lock around it. So when the bead goes in, it has to kind of cut around that. And it's more of a kind of a lock. So anyway, but yeah, that's what a sapling is. So for those asking, and I just color coded them for Trial sizes and Endura sizes for me to quickly know what they are. But too dang hot here for RC. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it's the last day of triple duty. Oof, that is hot. That's hot. Tanker T68 says I copied the identity theft build too, except for Trench Kings and for the tires. Nice. Nick B. I thought so, but I don't have a crawler in my lineup. Hey, Black Market, what's up, dude? I just saw that I have a message from you I still need to get to. This weekend was a little crazy. And actually, one of these, I think it was the Trial size, or no, the original Endura size, and a lot of the Amazon size wheels. I think that's the one that also fit onto the Hard Park wheels that I got, those titanium ones. And so I run these on those as well. Those were a little trickier because of the bead having to be done all the way around with screws instead of just a couple screws to hold it in. But that was like literally, your bead was all of them. And I know that Brian Kochner actually had trouble with them going onto one of the tires that he was mounting to, or the wheel sets that he was mounting to. So yeah. But I haven't had any issue with these, with the Endura wheels to especially scramblers. But it does have that lock, like I said, so you do have a little bit of a press to get it to bite and seal. But some of them, if you don't have a good screw, or there's certain tires that are really thick, like there were some J Concepts ones that were out at one point, it was really hard to hold it together and get that first screw in. But having an electric driver really helps. So yeah. Josh Short also, I know, has run them and really liked them. But again, it all comes down to your driving style on any of this. Any of this comes down to your driving style. I'm actually looking around right now. Actually, I'm looking for where my comp truck is, because when I was up there today, I tried to show somebody. It wasn't in my bin. I was just looking to see if it was over here. and I'm not seeing it. And I'm a little worried about that because I have not seen it since Axial Fest. Oh well. No, I haven't knowingly seen it since then. See the hard part carbon fiber bodies for 124th. The Dune buggy looks fire. I heard he was coming out with some. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about carbon fiber is not really being able to customize it as easily. But for comp guys and stuff, I'm going to try and pull it up here and see if we can't show it. We'll just show their site in general because they're cool guys doing awesome, innovative stuff. So, I mean, yeah, that kind of paint job you're not going to get on the carbon. Look at those wheels. Seriously. Bodies. Yeah, here's the Dune buggy carbon fiber. That's pretty cool. You could halo that out a little bit. You could sticker that up. There's like the carbon cab only. And if you're doing cab only anyway, I mean, it's going to be indestructible. Although on 24 scale, I really haven't had bodies get destroyed. And it's $140 for a body. I get why. Look, here's the tucked one. Sold out. Man, that's sick. Pretty rad. But they don't come cheap. Because I mean, you can get into the bodies and the real performance stuff here. Hard Part Goblin kit for $80. I mean, that's a great deal. Here's the VW Dementor kit, which I built and absolutely love. $70. Here's like the Escalade version. The DUV Dementor. But yeah. So yeah, they got really cool stuff. The wheels that I was talking about. I got these titanium honeycomb ones here. Super cool. I wish I had the purple rings because that looks really rad. But it wouldn't have really mattered because I flipped mine inside out. But yeah. See, these aren't even that. That's a decent price for these titanium wheel sets. You still got to get the hubs, but they're not expensive in a screw kit. It wasn't terrible. I also got these wheel faces for mine when I did it. So you can choose from all the different outer rings if you want what the face over the metal part would be. Since mine was the carbon one or the titanium with all the cool holes, I think I just did one of these where it's just the outer ring, but I actually put it on the inside to make it space the wheel out further so that it would actually give me more clearance on the inside, tuck it more over the axle because it's over the Mias axles. But yeah. Wide fenders on the dune buggy, right? Yeah, it would be cool too if like they had that, but in a Lexan option. That dune buggy, because I could see a bunch of cool paint jobs on that. Bunch of cool paint jobs. The two Hilux bodies are based on the Flub RC ones. Love RC. Here's their scale body shop. Oh, they got a bunch of bodies. J Comp. Nope. What if that's Jeep? Which one would it be based on? Kind of like this. It looks more like I mean, those are pretty square. I think it looks more like an RC four-wheel drive TF2 than anything. Just like the Toyota. I don't know which ones I've clicked on now. It's the Jeep. So these are scale Jeeps. Yeah, I wouldn't say it looks too close to them at all. H series, which would just be the Hilux. Oh yeah, it does have that look. Yep. Yeah, it looks, I mean, just like a Hilux with no front, which is good because people would have to cut that out anyway for clearance for the servos. Oh, they did collab with them. Nice. That's awesome. Oh yeah, see, they call it the Flub Carbon H Fiber. It says it right there. Flub Carbon Fiber H Series cab only. Gotcha. Nice. Partnering. I love that. Yeah, so these say it too right here. Flub Carbon Fiber H Series full body. They did the carbon version. Sick. I'm wasn't paying attention, as you can tell. Wasn't reading all the details. I was just looking at the pictures. That's always been my thing. I'm drawn to the images, not the text. But yeah, that totally looks like the scoop and everything. But it makes sense to have it pre-cut on, like having the grill and all that cut out, because on these things you're gonna have to cut it anyway, especially on a comp truck. Very cool. I don't know what the mud paws are, Andy Ritchie. Is that the Injora? The ones that look like the whatever those ones were way back in the day? 52 millimeters. It's kind of a mud tire. Those, I mean, with such a thick knob on them, they're going to be hard to get it to wrap around anything anyway, it would seem like. So if they're 52 millimeter by 19, that's pretty small. The carbon fiber gets us all excited. Yeah, it does. It's shiny. It's shiny. Well, I don't usually look at the name of something like a body, especially like when we're H series and stuff like that. Not say Hilux. I was looking for T for Toyota, but Hilux H makes sense. What was I trying to find? You just said, oh, the size. So the saplings are like a 45 millimeter outer. And that's probably what I would run in it. And I would leave the air gap in it for it to sit a little bit. But with the look of that tire, it probably wouldn't even affect it much till it started to hit anyway. So I would probably vent it 4 times and then do whatever I could to soften it a little bit. I don't know how soft their compound is on it. I've had some of the other ones and they weren't very soft. Oh, he said they are pretty soft. Interesting. They don't look like they would be. Yeah. I mean, the others. Okay. I don't know my own dimensions anymore. So the outer dimension of the pine trees is 53 millimeters. So they would be 2. I think they wouldn't give you the air gap that you would want. And especially since the measurement of that tire goes to the outer nub on it, I really think if you're going the inside of it, that the 45 millimeter would be better. And it's going to leave, because you're getting that diameter to both sides. So what you're really looking at then per side gap is not going to be much. It'll probably be like 2 millimeters, 1 to 2 millimeters of air gap. So it won't be a ton. So I would do a 45 insert, which would be the sapling size. And then it comes down to which rim you use. If it's based on like the older Trio size or the Endura size. But even that's changing with people doing 1.2s. And Endura has some other ones that are a little bit... They're not sticking to a norm. Yeah. The knobs are the stiffest part. That's what I was saying. Just by looking at it, that's going to be the hard part to overcome at the knobs because it's so thick. So, but they'll probably break in. Like if you see my other trucks, which I don't have, I guess I have these. Oh, these aren't right enough. Oh, there's my truck. I have seen it. I hung it on my wall for some reason. I never hang it on my wall. But I'm going to go get it. Big enough. And these ones, this truck isn't even as heavy. But ideally, you can't really see it on here. It's not flat enough for it to really show. It's not wide enough. What do I have that this will sit on? Where the tires are actually. Because in sitting form, I actually like the tires to already be squished a little. So, not really sitting, but I like them to just kind of be squished a little if the tire will allow it to sit just down a little. Why don't I have anything big enough to put this on? I can try to lift my computer. I don't have everything in this truck on battery in it or anything, so I don't know. And these ones don't sit as low as I'd like because I want these hard park wheels that aren't brass. But they are sitting squished. I can see it bulging. They're sitting on the foam. Or the insert, not the foam. All right, don't pull out my... Camera does no justice to it. So, hey, Alex, what's up, dude? And I don't think you're going to get that with that little kind of just bubble out on the sides when you have the those tires. But I could be wrong. Depends how heavy your truck is. They are in the Endure Softest S5 compound. Very cool. Hey, now Harley Designs, just cool it a little bit. Okay. It is one of those silly tiny trucks. But we were showing what I spent most of my time today doing earlier. Was running this guy. Oh, there's a good shot of it rolling down on the rocks. That's a great choice of spot by me to show it. But yeah, so that, and then the I don't know if you heard, but I did something when I was at Axial Fest, and they'll probably offer the same kind of sales for you guys. But I got one of these again. Well, I got this and I sold the Jeep one. So yeah. So I drove those. And I was going to take my VRD Carbon, but I ran out of time and didn't charge the battery for it. So I didn't run that tonight. But I would have ran out of time anyway. So I was mainly crawling the bigger crawlers the past couple weeks. But we were talking about foams or inserts and some Endure tire. But yeah. So, Great Lakes Gauntlet, less than 75 days. You guys with the tiny trucks, you gotta come gunning for this guy right here. Had it going at Axial Fest. It was running really good. Last couple comps I did with it in Michigan before my Thursday nights became busy, it was doing stellar as well. So, and I had a little bit of a bonus from them doing a Hot Ones challenge. And so when we had to do a comp off, I had the benefit of I didn't eat any of the Hot Ones, and Dana was basically hating life while he was trying to do the comp off. So yeah. But it's been doing stellar. And so start working on them. We're going to be running them. Mitch Andrews, you got to be ready for the night run. You know what the night run is. It gets really crazy. Hey, Ed, what's going on, man? Yeah, the model kits for bodies are cool. We were just talking about the carbon fiber bodies. I don't know if you saw that when we were just talking about it. But there was kind of cool. It'd be tough to get your own take on it because you always do such cool stuff. But this like buggy body is pretty cool as far as a shape and just being different. Definitely got that cool dune buggy vibe going on. That's super rad. I'm down. We need a comp, but instead of points when you hit a gate, you have to eat a hot chicken wing. I will be taking out gates. I will be running into them as hard as I can. They were doing they were saucing them with McDonald's chicken nuggets. I wasn't as down for that. Hey, Brian, didn't miss a bunch, man. Pablo's out. He got too much sun and heat. They're having crazy warm weather. And just with all the racing and stuff they're doing, they are going crazy. Hot Ones Gauntlet Challenge, right? Dude, we should bring an air fryer and just fry some up and just hit some hot wings stuff. That'd be pretty fun, actually. We just need a generator to run an air fryer. Is that too much for like camping and being out? Like, do you bring a generator in order to run an air fryer or a fryer so you can make wings? And put the mud paws on his latest build. Okay, cool, man. I need to check these out. Apparently, I kind of got stuck on the scramblers, and that's all I buy, and I buy a lot of them. Although I was looking at the Hyrax tires for the SCX6, unless somebody can convince me of something else. I need to get some new tires for the SCX6. I put the Beast in it, but I forgot that the Beast 2000 needing extra power from the battery, the way that I got the plug set up was to run off of a balance lead. And then I was smart and charged up a 3S battery to take with me. And I did a Gen 2 Spectrum, which doesn't have a balance lead. So my nice freshly charged battery would not work for the SCX6 today. So I had to use the one that was probably in storage mode because that's what Spectrum batteries do. But I got a good 8 minutes out of it, so that was all right. Oh, I really think that the wings, if we can power up a fryer of some kind and do some wings, that would be super legit. From the 24th to the 6th, let's complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Yep. And we were running the 10s. I ran everything. I ran 18th scale. I did the T Hunter just because I wanted to get a little more footage of that thing running. But it needs brass wheels for sure. I think just doing brass wheels on it would be enough. One, because these wheels look terrible. This wheel tire combo is not anything to write home. It is something to write home about. It's about something to write home about how terrible they look and are. But just the way the truck is built and the suspension, I feel like having heavier wheels would make it not want to lift as much. And tip like that just shot right there. Actually, we'll show you. It just wants to. It's just so light. So yeah, that'd be how I had it. It felt like it was just constantly lifting up. So anyway, that does it on my end, you guys. So unless anybody's got any other questions, we'll wrap it up. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. See ya.